Alrighty folks, here we go, a little bit of nighttime craft. Thanks for tuning in. And I'm learning as I go. Anyone who knows what they're doing, by all means, put in your suggestions. So we did, I don't know if it was from being a little kid with my dad, and dad being a thrifty and resourceful man. But believe it or not, it's a classic. Back in my day, who would have thought that I'd be saying that without a whistle? Yeah, back in my days. So when we were kids and taking things to the tip, it was like a little adventure, because whatever you found there, it was yours. You know what I mean? And I think that stuck with me. Right. So scored some quality docking rope. I believe you call this docking rope. It's braided, double braided. I believe this is double braided, meaning that the core is braided, and then have a braided outer, or a sheath. Perhaps you call it some type of sheath, which is the way I'm looking at it. It's a protective, actually, protective outer layer. But I had a lighter to the end of it on the other end, and it didn't catch. Right, it did not catch. Even had issues even singeing. So this is some decent rope, is what I'm looking at. So you can see that this end, it's been professionally done. Absolutely professionally done. And I mean, that's just some fantastic work. So there's no way I'm going to be able to do that, right? So I'm just going to go good old bushman's mechanic on it. Tidy this up. So if you want to stick around, by all means stick around, and eventually the content will get a little bit fancier. We'll do the time lapse, speed up, and all that jazz. But also want to just be able to demonstrate that you can do great things for yourself just by having a crack, right? Having a crack, doing what you can with what you got to lead you towards the outcomes that you'd like to achieve and or / acquire. Now, I've been doing this trick for a long time. Potentially not the only one. Any chefs tuning in or cooks, this cheap little flat file is going to be your best friend. I'm a big believer in stone sharpening, but once you get that going, and I've had this knife with me for some time, and it's done a lot of work. Right? It's been a utility knife. You can see there it's burnt, and it's a $20. It's a good old $20 Chef's Cook and Dine series from Coles, I believe. And what I found, or what I've done, is just draw a file. You see that this boy's done some work. Got quite a few nicks in it. I think that's about 10. 10, and then do the other side one way, and doing it in this way, it helps rounding, right? You could do the honing and all that fancy stuff, and some people work from there. One thing that stuck with me, quite a few things when I was chefing, right, when I did my apprenticeship, and yeah, I got taught by people who got taught by old school lineage from butchers and stuff like that, like real nice men, right? Not just your run of the mill. And they taught me these ways, and I applied them. And we do need to get back onto the stone again. Yeah, it's a handy little thing, and that could easily sit up there in your chef's pocket, even in your spoon pocket, right? No, only a chef would know about that one, right? You got to wear a chef jacket to know about that. That's why you don't stick your nickos up there. People bump and pinch. The old bump and pinch. Ah, he gives me pen back, you cheeky bugger. That was the one thing in cooking, eh? Everyone's nicking your steel and nicking your Nico. Damn, and your lighter. Back in the day, we used to smoke the durries and get off me nuts. Yeah, geez, eh? Sort of fun times, but geez, I made a lot of mistakes, so it sort of counteracted the fun times when you think about it. So what I'm going to attempt, or lead myself to achieve, is we're going to fold this over, obviously, and a bit of a bummer because that's where the wear mark was. But what I'm going to do, and what I could probably do is just run you through what I'm going to do, then press pause, and then say, ta-da! How about that? Then we'll take this utility cord that has 100 kilo brake strap, but I don't think that's going to really matter. You see, I've got a little bit of wire down here, and I'll use the wire just to create a bit of a choke point, right? And you get that utility cord, or bank cord is another word, and I'm just going to create a wrap. I might not need to do it all the way, I might just do it there. Okay, that might be alright, because probably that much, but we'll see. And then I was going to attempt to somehow unravel this, and like, this is some nice rope, and then see if there's some way I could maybe plait some loose ends onto that, right? Good old insulation tape. Might not need the wire. Just insulation tape. Wrap that around it. Right, wrap that around there. And then we'll look at approximate chafe points, right? And then insulate it, just tape off the ends. And it should work. then it looks like I'll have close to something like this. And there's still life in this. Like, I get it. This probably came off someone's la-di-da boat. But why not? Right? Why not practice a bit of craft and give this rope another lease of life? And I also have another length over there, which will do the same. And then like down the track, I'll get the kit. I think it's called a speed stitcher, where you can actually, I've got ropes on Whistling Duck where someone's done that. They've stitched through, and to me, I think that's just as good as this fancy splicing. Right, so I'll press pause and show you soon.